Alright, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. It is Friday, and we're opening up our last 3 packs of pre-release. And obviously the release party is today. Hope you have, lots of luck with that. I hope you have a lot of fun with it too. Most likely, I know my local shop is going to be running a sealed event, probably, or a draft. Most likely because there's not enough cards right now to necessarily build decks out of for standard. But sealed would work, and of course draft would work. Let's take a look at the cards we've gotten so far. Lots of colorless cards. A few white, a few black. Not many red. We haven't gotten any red rare cards, really. But our foils have been fantastic. Again, lots and lots of green, including 2 Gia's Revenge, 1 foil, out of the same pack. 2 Despoiler of Souls, Kothafed. Interesting card, might work in a fun commander deck. An emblem from Chandra, Gideon's Phalanx, Archangel of Tithes, Willbreaker, and got a Orbs of Warding, gives you hexproof, pretty cool, and a foiled Battlefield Forge from yesterday's show. Yeah, very good cards all around. I hope you guys have been having some good pulls from your boosters foils, and let's see what's in store for us with these last 3 packs. Start with this Jace one. My cats are outside. It's just safer. Let's see, Dragon Fodder. I'm not sure why they reprinted it in Magic Origins. It's in Dragons of Tark here, so it's kind of unexpected. Dark Dabbling. Regenerate target creature and draw a card. Aww. Infectious Bloodlust. Vastwood Gorger. There we go. Unholy Hunger. By the way, we had Archangel of Tithes. Go ahead and pull that back out. Notice on Archangel of Tithes that head ornament that the Archangel is wearing. And then right here, that's the same angel in the artwork. You see Liliana has taken it as part of a memento, I guess. Yeah. So that's where that came from. It's from a mythic rare angel. Just something to think about, I guess. Keep organized there. Alright, Deep Sea Terror. Sea Serpents. Wild Instincts. Target creature control gets +2/+2 until end of turn. Fights target creature an opponent controls. Alchemist's Vial. Swift Reckoning. Spellmaster. If there are 2 more instant and or sorcery cards in your graveyard, you may cast Swift Reckoning as though it had flash. Destroy target tapped creature. 1/1 white for destroy target tapped creature. That's a very Gideon ability. That's, of course, where that comes from. Well, we've got another foil in this pack. Citadel Castellan. 3 mana for 2/3 with Vigilance. Not bad. It also has Renown 2. When this creature deals combat damage to the player, if it isn't Renowned, put 2 +1/+1 counters on it, and it becomes Renowned. So for 3 mana, you can have a 4/5 Vigilance. That's really, really decent. I am looking forward to seeing this played. I mean, in Limited it's pretty good, but in Constructed you could probably get it through pretty easily. I think Rogue's Passage was reprinted, so you have that to think about when you think about Renown. Plus, green and white had some really, really good Renown cards. It's a shame that Armageddon isn't playable, or any kind of mass land destruction cards, because that would be very, very strong. Dwynen's Elite. When it enters the battlefield, if you control another elf, put a 1/1 green elf warrior creature token onto the battlefield. I haven't gotten any of those elf warrior tokens yet. I know there were some in the Prerelease Commander box from 2014 Commander. So I do have some of those, but it'd be neat to see the elf warrior token being reprinted. Get some neat looking ones anyway. Our rare card is, yay, Hangerback Walker. It enters the battlefield with X 1/1 counters on it. It is a 0/0 creature with XX casting cost. That means if you pay 2, it's a 1/1 creature that, when it dies, you put a 1/1 colorless Thopter artifact creature token with flying onto the battlefield for each +1/+1 counter that was on it. So you could actually technically, with the artifact Tribal Lord, you could play this for 0 and it would be a 1/1 with the +1/+1 effect, and then you could just 1 and tap to put a +1/+1 counter on Hangerback Walker. just keep building it up after that. But yeah, for the first 2 mana, it becomes a 1/1 creature that when it dies, you get a 1/1 Thopter token. Or for 4 mana, you get a 2/2 creature that when it dies, you get 2 1/1 Thopter tokens. For 6 mana, you get a 3/3. You get 3 tokens when it dies. And of course, being able to just pop extra tokens on it, obviously. Like I said, I think we're headed towards Return to New Phyrexia, or Phyrexia Unleashed, or whatever it'll be called, because we're seeing a lot of artifact effects and cards that put a lot of artifacts into play, and those will be rotating out by the time we get to the New Phyrexia type of set, whatever set is coming up. So we got to get our fun in now before those cards are rotating out, because this I think would be very strong. That's why it's being printed now instead of later. Obviously, Proliferate effects would be really good with this card. Metalcraft would be really good with this card, but it was born too late and or too soon. We'll have to see what time has to say. But I love this card. It's going in my Kozilek colorless commander deck. And our foil is Call of the Full Moon. 1/1 red, enchanted creature card, aura. Enchanted creature gets +3/+2 and has trample. At the beginning of each upkeep, if a player casts 2 or more spells last turn, sacrifice Call of the Full Moon. What's interesting about these type of cards is you can actually cast them on a creature that doesn't have Summoning Sickness, and then swing out with that +3/+2 and trample. Then, if you haven't cast any other spells, this will remain in play. Then your opponent is forced to cast 2 spells out of their hand to cause it to flip. Now, if you're playing against a control player, this is an excellent card because they won't be able to counterspell. If they tap out for any reason, you can put this into play. They can't double cast for their counterspells unless they're wasting them. So, you purposefully cast it and just play 1 spell per turn and keep swinging out with it and dealing plenty of damage. It's a good card. Foil, too. And got an island and a soldier token. Soldier, that is from Gatecrash, I believe. I'm not sure. Right? Second pack. Right off the bat. Charging Griffin. Macabre Waltz. Active Treason. Celestial Flare. Hitchclaw. Recluse. Negate. Claustrophobia. Guardians of Meletis. Fiery Impulse. Knight of the Pilgrims are at 3/2 with Renown 1. 3 mana for 3/2 and white. That's pretty good. Then for the potential that it can become a 4/3 is also really good. You can give it protection for an evasion ability. You can give it a lot of different effects that'll get it through, and that's why it's a very decent card, especially in limited. Wow, Warhorn. 3 colorless mana, attacking creatures you control get +1/+0. This is pretty good with all the Thopter tokens and things that build them and put them into play. It's only for attacking, but if you're playing red, this is a good card to just keep coming out. There's a red-blue deck that will be very popular, I think, right now because it can give your artifact spells Convoked. Chief Engineer, I believe it's called. It's a really good card, and this set just makes it that much better. Play it while you can. Next uncommon. Shadows of the Past. Whenever a creature dies, scry 1. Nice, for 2 mana? That's awesome. Then for 5 mana, each opponent loses 2 life and you gain 2 life. Activate this ability only if there are 4 or more creature cards in your graveyard. Wow! It's not Pestilence, but it's pretty darn good. That is a cool card. And let's see. Next. Sentinel of the Eternal Watch. 4/6 for 6. Vigilance. At the beginning of combat on each opponent's turn, tap target creature that player controls. So this, let's see. So yeah, on your opponent's turns, you can tap their creature before it can attack. So if you're playing Commander and you have this out, well, it's targeting effect, but, oh, my cats are lonely. Let me get this over with. Anyway, you can use this effect to kind of slow down your opponent. Our rare card is Hallowed Moonlight. Until end of turn, if a creature would enter the battlefield and it wasn't cast, exile it instead. Interesting. This works against token cards, which is unusual. There was a previous card that was printed with this effect, but it didn't stop tokens from entering the battlefield. You get to draw a card from its effect. Everything about this is a decent card. If you pull something out of the graveyard and it wasn't cast, obviously, then it gets exiled. If you pull something out of your library into play, this exiles it. Oh, my little sunspot. There's a mountain. Let's get this over with so I can go see what my cats are doing. Alright. Aven Battle Priest, Eyeblight Assassin, Chandra's Fury, Grasp of the Hieromancer, Caustic Caterpillar, Aspiring Aeronaut, Stalwart Aven, Returned Centaur, Ringwarden Owl, Psychic Rebuttal. Counter target instant sorcery spell that targets you. Bounding Crisis, there's a foil in this one. Bounding Crisis, you've heard about what I think of that. Let's see, Anchor to the Ether, you've heard what I think of that. We got another Battlefield Forge, this one's not foil. And let's see, here's our token card. Hey, we got a 4/4 Angel, that's pretty cool. It's from Sigil to the Throne. Our basic land is a mountain. Huh. It's a little bit offset, a little bit wider on this side than it is on this one. But not, well, no, on the back it is too. It's a little bit wider on this side and on the bottom than it is on this side and on the top. Technically, this would be a marked card. So, yeah. Let's see. Were there any others like that? Actually, huh. This one isn't marked on the back, but it is on the front. You can see where it's a little shorter on this side than it is on this one. Well, anyway. Our foil card is another Jace. Oh, wow. It's not another Jace's Sanctum. It is the Jace's Sanctum. We haven't gotten one of these yet. 4 mana for an enchantment that reduces your instant sorcery spells by 1 colorless mana, and whenever you cast an instant sorcery, you scry 1. And it's in foil. Wow. That's really cool. That's a good foil. Wow, we've been really lucky with our rare cards. And that's a decent one. This will see play in my commander decks, definitely. Just being able to reduce the costs of buyback, reduce the costs of kicker. Yeah, this is going to my commander deck. Well, I hope you've enjoyed the video. I hope it's been informative. And I hope I've given you something to think about and talk about with your friends. And I hope you're having a wonderful morning, a wonderful afternoon, or a wonderful evening. Take care, everybody, and have fun at the release party.